Why? Why? Am I being this silly right now? I guess I'm in silly mood. But also, seriously, why? 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 You might have noticed this is another one in my why Hollywood why series, where I'm just kind of talking about books that should have been adapted yesterday. And it's not like in a book adaptation book tag, it's just kind of me mentioning, like, please adapt this. It's videos I tend to make more or less monthly, in the slight hope of maybe like an assistant to an assistant comes across this accidentally and think, maybe we should buy the right one. But also, like, anyway, just me showing my love for these books. So, yeah. So today, sometimes there's themes to them and whatnot, but today I'm just gonna do like all the books, like, why hasn't this not been optioned yet? Why? I don't know. So we have Curves for Days by Laura Moore. I suppose maybe I can guess why this hasn't been optioned, because the main character is fat, and Hollywood is still fat phobic. I mean, can you name any fat actresses nowadays? There's Melissa McCarthy, and yeah, and then you have Jennifer Coolidge. Those is fat-ish, but like that's more or less it. I feel like, and yeah, that one from This Is Us. But then, other than that, not that many really. But this is just a lovely small town romance. It's so heartfelt, and it's just amazing characters all over and amazing storyline, and it needs to be adapted. Also, it's a contemporary story, so you wouldn't need money for historical setting or costumes and whatnot. It would be cheap to make. Please, someone make this. Maybe Reese Witherspoon could do this. I feel like she could maybe put some life in this jolliness, and I feel like this is maybe a bit her up her alley, really. Then, then we have Queer as a $5 Bill by Lee Wind. This, I feel like, could be a very cool indie movie. I feel like maybe Yorgos Latimos could make this one. I feel like it could be maybe that's too weird. A bit, yeah, there really. But it's all about a guy who gets this idea that Abraham Lincoln maybe was queer, or at least bi, if not in their closet gay. And then there's this whole scandal and whatnot, and it's just a great storyline, and it works very well in today's timeline, in today's world that we have. That was because the orange guy was re-elected. I suppose maybe the chances of this happening maybe less. Maybe if a Canadian production studio makes it, maybe that's easier. I don't know, because there's still a lot of people who don't like the orange guy. So this is very much not for his fans, I would say. So, yeah. Then we have a book that's been out for ages. Ages. Came out in 2018. I'm gonna double check when it came out. Came out in 2020, actually. It is Spoiler Alert by Olivia Jade, which I feel like everyone already knows about by now. But it's just an amazing story. It's about fandom, it's about being fat, it's about finding true love, because it's romance, and they both have issues. It's told from both point of view. It's kind of You Got Mail, so I feel like maybe Tom Hanks could produce this one. That could be fun. And yeah, this just it needs to be adapted. So much, I feel like. Then we have The Fixer by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. And nowadays, Jennifer Lynn Barnes is more known for her inheritance game books. Honestly, I feel like her backlist is much better, at least in my mind. This is a kind of think scandal, but think from teens' point of view, because it's all about a teen who kind of helps stop scandals. So I suppose kind of Veronica Mars, but like more in a political world, though Veronica Mars is also political. But yeah, kind of that storyline. It's the first in a duology, though I feel like this could just make a very cool TV series. I feel like could like be fun to have. I mean, you have haves and have-nots. You have political intrigue. There's so much to play with here, and yeah, it's just a thriller and comedy and drama, and it's amazing. And then we have Time Villains by Victor Pinheiro. So we go from one end of the spectrum to another. This is middle grade. Middle grade duology. This is the first book, where it's set in a world where you could like the old question of like who would you have for dinner if you could from fiction or whatnot. Here it kind of answers that question. So you have Dracula, Blackbeard, all these people come to a little town because circumstances, and it's just so funny and delightful, and yeah, definitely what we need in the world right now. Hmm. Then we have what happened to my yeah, so yeah, role playing by Caffearly. This is a romance between people in their 40s and beginning start of their 50s. So older people romance. Like most romance stories are set like in your 20s or in your 30s. Like people fall in love all over that's their lives. So why not have that more movies really? This is also they're both nerds. They're both introverts. They both kind of um, they're both outsiders in different ways. And yeah, this book is just amazing. It needs to be adapted. It's just so cool. I love this story. Sorry. And then we have Stonebrook Heiress by Daniel Owen Jones. Talked about this book before, but I will not stop talking about it because it's just amazing. It's a riches to rags story because the main character she starts rich and then things happen, so she doesn't have any money. She has to try to okay, so yeah, in the first chapter she has money, she has status, a fiance, everything, and then she loses everything in the second chapter, so she has to find a place to live, find a job, all these things, and she usually doesn't really know how to do the normal everyday things, and she ends up getting a job as a waitress, which is like, how do waitress? And it's just very fish out of water. It's yeah, it's just a very funny story. There's also a bit of mystery to it, which I also quite enjoy, and a nice love story. The love story is more a B plot, I would say. I would say, like, this is very much, I would say, a Legally Blonde-ish story. It's about the preppy, beautiful woman who learns how to do things in like how to adult and stuff. And yeah, it's just a great story. Needs to be adapted like yesterday, like yesterday. And then we have My Roommate is a Vampire by Jenna Levine. This one came out last year, and it's yeah, it's very funny. I mean, it has a vampire in, it, so you would need some money, but like still, it's not set in olden days, so I would say you probably wouldn't need all that much budget and whatnot. And it's just funny, and it's a good cast of characters, and it just yeah, this is a great source of joy, I would say, and having this adapted is a no brainer for me, no brainer. Then we have The Love Con by Sarah Siglass. Also a love story set in the fandom community, fandom world. This is friends to lovers, but also fake dating. And it's, yeah, it's an amazing story. The love interest or the the boy here, Cameron, is so much of a cinnamon hero, and I love him so much. You know what? I'm gonna get some tea. Just stay here. Oh no, I did it that way. Okay. Then we have The Epic Crush of Ginny Lou by FCE. This is Chinese mythology, but in modern day England, modern England, modern day US. It's it just feels, and it, at least to me, it just feels very unique. It's middle gradish because it's very adventure based, but there's also a love story there, and yeah, it's just amazing in all the ways. Really, honestly, I read this year, and it's one of my new all time favorite reads. It's just one of those books like I feel like I have no complaints about it, and yeah, it needs to be adapted. And then we have The Nightmare Before Christmas, which is a love story between the Prince of Christmas and the Prince of Halloween. And it's cheesy, but cheesy fun. And yeah, I mean, this definitely feel like is something you need in the world today. This needs to be adapted. I don't know why there hasn't been rumors so far as of yet, because one, I feel like it feels like such a no brainer, really, such a no brainer. Then we have The Cassandra Complex by Hollis Mail. This is a time loop story, or time loop slash time travel story. It's a story about finding yourself. It's a story about later in life diagnosis of autism. It's a story about accepting yourself. It's so many things in this book, and it's a raw but a good and funny story. And yeah, it needs to be adapted. It really needs to be adapted. Really, like yesterday. News Emerald by Garth Nix. This is a novella, but I feel like it still has like a lot happening in these few pages. I feel like this could easily be a movie, or I suppose maybe TV series, but like also a movie because wouldn't need to take that much out of it because it's a short story. Uh, you have magical objects, you have high society, you have people who are pretending not to be someone they're not, and yeah, it's just an amazing story. And then, give me a moment. Then we have The Bookish Life of Nina Hill, which has been on everyone's, I feel like, thoughts for everyone since it came out. It's been on many lists, and I read it this year. It is an amazing book. I love it so much. And I feel like this book could just have so many eyes to it. It has a romance plot to it. It has introvert plot to it. It has kind of fish out of water in element to it. There's so many elements to it, and I feel like, yeah, people, make this happen. Make this happen, please, please. And then we have Geekerella by Ashley Poston. This came out in 2016. I have heard nothing about this being adapted. And I feel like, isn't this a no-brainer for Disney to adapt? It's a Cinderella retelling. I mean, we love to see those retellings. This is Cinderella retelling set around Halloween and whatnot, and it just, why has nothing happened with this? It's a big mystery to me. Honestly, big mystery. And then we have The Sweetest Spell by Susanne Selfors. So yeah, this one is high fantasy, or it's set in a whole different world, so you need costumes and whatnot. But it's not like many dragons and whatnot. It's kind of a bit historical-ish based, and it's a lovely, cute story about the invention of chocolate. And yeah, I feel like this is something the world needs, really. This the world needs. And I feel like that's kind of it for this video. And yeah, if you agree with me, please talk to me in the comments. If you have other books you feel like need to be adapted, mention them. And I'll see you soon. Bye.